Welcome back to my channel, and if you've seen some of my earlier videos, I definitely have a passion for Berkshires, and in the 2024 catalog that Lionel will be putting out, it's anticipated that there'll be a 20th anniversary Polar Express. And usually what Lionel does is once they produce an engine, they reiterate with a number of different road names and road numbers. So I'm anticipating a lot of Berkshires in the 2024 catalog. And so to that end, I purchased something that was intended to be possibly for resale. But once I acquired the engine, I realized it was something that I probably want to hold on to. And so what I'm looking to do is share that with you guys. And what I'm really interested in knowing is if there's anybody else out there that that might have one of these. I'm interested to know how many of these particular engines are still out there. So let's move on. So the box is signed by Rich Melvin, and you could see he was the 765 senior engineer in the 2000s. And also the box is signed by Lionel President Howard Hitchcock. So something unusual that I purchased at an auction. All right, so the word I'm looking for is provenance. So I pulled this off of the OGR site. It's from Rich Melvin, and it is dated March 26, 2015. I didn't have to dig too deep. It was pretty easy to navigate the OGR forum. And Rich here talks about right after the OGR grandstand meeting on Friday, April 24th, Rich will sign the nickel plate 765 Legacy Berkshire boxes at the OGR booth in the Orange Hall. And sitting with him will be the Lionel CEO, Howard Hitchcock. And so they're going to sign the boxes. So I've got this captured just to document the signatures on my box, because when I first got my box, I was like, who are these people? And so it's been fun doing a little bit of research. So I've got the engine on display. And again, it's a Legacy nickel plate road 765. 6-11454 was offered in the 2014 catalog, and it came with the, if anybody cares, it came with two boiler fronts, one with the double headlight with the Mars light and one with a single light. And on the engine right now is the boiler front with the two lights. But what's significant about it is that Rich Melvin also put his John Hancock on the tender. So we've got his name on the tender. So who's Rich Melvin? So when I got my box, I saw that it was signed by Rich Melvin. My tender was signed by Rich Melvin, and I said, who is this guy? And so after I did a little bit of research, I realized that that Rich is a very, very accomplished individual. One is he was the people responsible for pulling together the OGR forum. Secondly, he was an individual who was responsible for a lot of the activities for the 765 Nickel Plate Road from 1985 to about 2016, for about 35 years. He was the operations manager. He also was an engineer. And so when I saw on the box Rich Melvin, 765 engineer, you know, it's really pretty humbling. And as I indicated, I was going to turn the engine around and resell it for what I was hoping to be a little bit of a profit. But after doing some of the research, I'm definitely going to hold on to the engine. It's a great little item for my collection, and I'm pretty proud to own this. But I'm curious if there's anybody who might listen to the YouTube channel that has an engine like this. I'm curious to see how many were signed. When I asked Rich about that, he didn't recall how many boxes he had signed. He did say that when it came to the tender, he signed very few of the tenders. So I'm hoping I have something that is a little more unique than others. But Rich was also kind enough to sign my book, to personalize it a little bit. And it's really an interesting read. It covers the history of the 765. It covers the restoration. It really has some interesting stories that Rich shared based on his experience and the things that he learned about the 765. I'm probably about maybe 1/4 of the way through the book, and it definitely helps solidify why I want to keep the engine. It's just a nice little package together. But again, if you have any comments, if you know of anybody who's got an engine like this, I'm definitely curious, and I appreciate, again, people watching my my YouTube channels.